And her difficulty down. She had a 12-1 in difficulty yesterday, so there were a couple of elements not quite completed well enough.
Hopman.
First look at the representation of New Zealand. Please welcome to the floor, Havana Hopman.
Super opening series. Oh, very secure. Cleanly caught. All the pivots add to the difficulty. Good expressive routine. So important, this final throw. Beautiful butterflies. Just fell out of that balance a little bit. Well, that actually was the final throw, and she was cleanly through. Very bouncy performer.
26.2, she scored for hoop in qualification. And a great start to her competition. And she's a real zesty performer. There you can see she has to keep her eye on the apparatus. And if the gymnasts have to deviate to recatch, then they pick the qualification, but very difficult there. 3 rotations, and obviously that's more difficult than some of the gymnasts that'll perform 1. And this is a skill I really enjoy, where they do the flick of the hoop and to catch anything behind the line of sight, behind the back, adds difficulty. The boomerang skill, one of my favourites, and we'll see that with the ribbon.
So, in qualification, both artistry and execution were in the 7s. So she needs to up that a little bit to be in contention for the top places. But I'm sure delighted to be in this final, representing New Zealand.
Well, it's all about consistency in this competition. It's the total of the 4 performances. And it's a good score, 26.7 into second. Slightly improved from qualification.
Now, if you're going to try and beat somebody who's got a 12-5 or a 13, you've really putting yourself under pressure in terms of artistry and execution.
For New Zealand, Havana Hopman, 23.4, a score in qualification. She'll be hoping to improve on that.
Quite a different style, but lovely facial expressions. Strong butterfly leaps. finish there. Lovely story told through facial and hand expressions. Very much her own style, not quite the same quality of amplitude that we saw from the previous gymnast, but really a special performance of her own, Craig.
Well, I love the leotard. It must make catching the ball behind her easy because it's got eyes on her back. So maybe that's an advantage. But yeah, we are being treated to some fabulous gymnastics. And again, a piece of apparatus can be really tricky to control. There, no problem on the recatch. Well, she had the 20th highest score with the ball. Lots of these gymnasts, as you said, Christine, working to personal targets, wanting to build on previous competitions. They haven't had the luxury of many competitions because of, obviously, we've been in lockdown, and a sport which is all about performance. It's even trickier for these gymnasts to get that experience.
All of the gymnasts, artistic and rhythmic, have felt that very much. It's been such a joy to be back in front of an audience and competing.
Scores coming in, 25.3. So an improvement on qualification. She must be happy with that.
On difficulty. And you really can't make those up on artistry and execution.
Well, as we're getting to the latter half of the competition, the pressure really is on these gymnasts. Let's see how Havana Hopman from New Zealand gets on.
Good handling. Not quite the ankle extension, leg extension from some gymnasts, but plenty of artistry, plenty of selling the routine. Good height on leaps. That's better control and up on the toes. Lovely smile to finish. Really full of joy, this routine. And
I'm just going to say, Christine, a good piece of apparatus. Havana, she's in the club's final. You've got to be so positive with this piece of apparatus. She's really relished this opportunity to compete in the Commonwealth Games. I think another competitor, Christine, has sort of grown throughout this competition. It looks like she's really enjoying the performance.
I would absolutely agree. She's a gymnast who works to the crowd. The crowd have also very much appreciated her performances. you can just see she hasn't quite got the amplitude of some of the gymnasts, and that's where the artistry, or really the execution score, not the artistry, but the execution score is likely to be a little bit lower.
Well, she had a total of 101.85, so I'd imagine that's the score she will be chasing today. 27.3 improvement. That's what it's all about. You pointed out, Christine. 10.8 holds her back, but everything else up for New Zealand for one last performance. Havana Hopman scored 25.25 in qualification with the ribbon.
Lovely landing of the difficult leap. Very good control on this apparatus. The ribbon has to be kept moving all the time, kept off the floor as well, ideally. And we did see in qualification 1 or 2 gymnasts getting the ribbon caught up. The busier it is, the less likely that will happen. Oh, and a great final performance from this gymnast. She's really performed well through this championships, given us great delight.
Absolutely wonderful competition from Havana. Represented New Zealand, fantastic in this competition. Performances as sparkling as a choice of leotards, Christine.
Yes, and actually I felt this was probably the best extension and amplitude I've seen from her as well. Very clean. Interestingly, no artistic female gymnast from New Zealand here at the Commonwealth Games, but 2 rhythmic gymnasts who've both made the all-around final, which no doubt will have been the aim of the selectors. Most countries want to be sure of a final if they're sending people all the way across the world to compete.
Well, that's one of the great things about the Commonwealth Games, Christine. It gives some countries within the Commonwealth that don't get the opportunity on the world stage to come and challenge for a medal. Well done, 25.8. We hope you've enjoyed the competition, Havana.
Well done.